Spoilers ahead. Watch out, and take care. The movie begins with a man finding solace by the sea, sitting on the shore, lost in thought. Meanwhile, Friends, a character of interest, peacefully slumbers. Morales, a colleague, interrupts his rest, leading to a conversation that unfolds crucial details. Moving to Whit, seemingly an ordinary pedestrian, whose stroll is interrupted by a barking dog in front of a house. Unexpectedly, Whit reveals his true identity as a police officer when he enters a van nearby. As the plot thickens, it is unveiled that Whit, along with his team, is embroiled in a high-stakes mission. Their target, notorious drug dealers Spinnaker and Roble. Whit and Cegielski, along with their team, enter a house in pursuit of the drug dealers. As the police force breaks in, Roble makes a daring escape through a window. Whit and Cegielski spot him, and the chase begins. The pursuit unfolds onto the road and then onto the highway, resulting in a truck accident. Despite the chaos, Whit manages to apprehend Roble after the gripping chase. A physical struggle ensues, with Roble attempting to resist, but Whit successfully subdues him using an electronic weapon. Cegielski and the rest of the team arrive to arrest Roble. Next, Friends is released from jail in the rain. A car pulls up with Yakushin inside, engaging in a tense conversation with Friends, including a veiled threat, before driving away, mentioning coffee. Meanwhile, a 7-year-old police officer under Cegielski's command unexpectedly hits Whit, leading to a scuffle. The chief intervenes to defuse the situation. Next, Friends is on a quest for information, questioning a painter about Morowich. The painter suggests Morowich might have either woken up there or met an unfortunate fate. Friends continues on his way. Whit steps out of his car, and encounters a girl. He expresses concern about Roble, revealing that he escaped from the police car. The girl, calling him a Witkowski pig, reacts negatively. When he mentions Melissa, she recognizes the name. He seeks her help, but she denies having seen anything and refuses to assist. At the bar, Dandy encounters Sprinkle, who informs him that Friends is seeking a meeting to discuss an important matter. Friends arrives, expressing his desire for employment. During the conversation, he learns of the deaths of old and young Benners, while Sprinkle remains clueless about Wolf's whereabouts. Sprinkle, asserting his independence, emphasizes that the events of 25 years ago are not his concern. Despite being associated with Dandy, he laments that Dandy never elevated him to the status of a Spetsnaz killer or a Blackwater sniper, assigning him mundane tasks like toilet blocks. In a final act of dismissal, Dandy hands Sprinkle $200 and instructs him to leave. Grateful, Friends departs. Left alone, Dandy contemplates his past while sipping soup. The elusive Wolf is a topic of conversation, and Dandy reflects on his connection with Nadia. The next day, Friends awakens to discover an article on his mobile. Morowich rouses Dandy from his slumber, prompting a joint effort to locate someone. They find the person inspecting a car, leading Friends to retrieve a wire from a nearby garden, heading towards another vehicle. Meanwhile, Morowich steps outside his house, ringing a bell that prompts a conversation with another man named John. Inside, John shares that Tomek was with him last night, but due to excessive drinking, he has no knowledge of their whereabouts. The police arrest Tomek before leaving. Next, Whit surveils 2 girls departing in a van. Morowich, seeking answers, enters the jail and discovers that the police had brought Tomek there last night, and subsequently released him. He demands to know who was on duty, leading to a physical altercation. A police officer intervenes, threatening him with a rod. Simultaneously, Whit reviews CCTV footage with a girl from his shop. Morowich later works in the garden when Friends and Dandy approach him. He expresses ignorance about any money-related matters, and remains preoccupied with his personal concerns. Friends inquires about his problem. In a quaint restaurant, Whit encounters a girl, who reveals that 2 policemen possess an incriminating video. The duo decides to enjoy coffee outdoors, oblivious to the watchful eyes of Cegielski and his partner. As the night unfolds, Whit's and the girl's connection deepens, culminating in an intimate moment. Meanwhile, Friends pays Morowich a visit at his home for a conversation, setting the stage for undisclosed revelations. The next day, Whit finds himself in bed with the girl, when Morowich and Friends unexpectedly arrive at his doorstep. Inviting them in, Morowich inquires about Whit's association with his son, but Whit remains largely clueless. Subsequently, Morowich and Friends sit in a car, only for Whit to join them. He discloses that he brought Morowich's son at 9 o'clock, and left him at 1 o'clock, abruptly exiting the car. Morowich, intrigued, questions him about Kolodziej. Next, Whit interrogates a girl about Sandra and proceeds to meet her. Offering her a lift, he inquires about Webrall, but she remains unaware. Noticing a car heading into the woods, he follows the trail. Meanwhile, Morowitch and friends, now posing as police officers, surveil the station. Dandy arrives, instigating a chase with a police officer. On the other side, Whit explores a pond in the forest, before sharing a burger with Ola on the road. Cegielski covertly watches them from a car, prompting Whit to give chase, but they manage to evade him. Morowitch and friends continue their watch, when Kaladzic appears with his dog. Morowitch questions him about his whereabouts, engaging friends in conversation. Under duress, Kaladzic reveals an address. The movie takes a grim turn when, in the hospital, Tomic's lifeless body is discovered. Friends, deeply affected, captures a haunting image, and Morowitch, upon seeing it, breaks into tears. Determined for justice, Friends vows to avenge Tomic's death, declaring that all the murderers will meet their end within the next 5 days. Meanwhile, Whit, eager for answers, arrives at the police station, seeking information about Cegielski and Lure. To his surprise, Kaladzic has been reported missing since last night. Whit then instructs the search for Waldek Morowitch. The investigation intensifies as they enter Waldek's residence, handcuffing him and conducting a thorough search. Inquiries about Maurer led to the revelation that he had traveled to Rzeszów. As tension mounts, Friends' voice emerges, prompting Waldek to invite him inside. Seizing the opportunity, Whit surprises Friends, denying any involvement in the death of Friends' son. The confrontation escalates as Ola enters, with both parties drawing their weapons. With tension still thick in the air, when Waldek turns to Ola for answers, she dismisses it as not her concern, redirecting him to make coffee instead. As she brings the coffee, the trio engages in a conversation while sipping their drinks. Friends proposes the idea that, to help Kaladzic, they must prove his innocence. The trio visits the hospital to unravel the mystery behind Tomic's death. Shockingly, they discover he succumbed to a heart attack induced by an overdose. Friends inquires about the wounds on the body, and Whit explains they are a result of electric paralysis. The gravity of the situation deepens when Whit receives a call, learning that Sandra and her partner have been killed. Simultaneously, Friends resorts to torturing Kaladzic to extract information about Tomic's killer, but he claims ignorance. In the wooded surroundings, Whit confides in Cegielski about the murder of Sandra and her partner. Upon returning to the police station, he urges the chief to have team member 4 dive to locate Vrubel's body. However, the chief makes a surprising decision, instructing Whit to charge and suspend Cegielski from the case for 2 weeks. Undeterred, Cegielski confronts Spinnaker at night, demanding money and issuing a menacing threat reminiscent of Vrubel's fate. Meanwhile, Whit encounters Ola outside the shop, and during a car ride, he crosses paths with Morowitch and Friends. Whit instructs them to release Kaladzic within 24 hours. Later at night, while reviewing CCTV footage with Johann, Whit discovers Cegielski, Tomic, and others attempting to extract a confession from Vrubel. This revelation prompts Whit to instruct John to investigate the file. Another dramatic turn as Morowitch and Friends arrive at Whit's house, joined by Whit's lawyer. In a shocking revelation, the lawyer watches a video depicting Tomic being subjected to electric shocks by the police, ultimately leading to his demise. The distressing footage leaves them visibly saddened. Determined to address this injustice, the 4 decide to confront Kaladzic. Whit and Ola observe the unfolding events from the window, adding to the tension. John and Morowitch present Kaladzic with the damning footage. The tension escalates as Kaladzic vehemently denies being the person in the incriminating footage, refusing to disclose the names of Rybak, Polak, Cegielski, and the female officer. Morowitch presses him for an address, but Kaladzic remains silent. In an act of aggression, he attacks Kaladzic's cheeks with a hand knife, seeking answers. Meanwhile, Franz meets with the general and explains his absence, claiming he was on a wolf hunting expedition. The general signals him to come inside. Simultaneously, Whit presents the CCTV footage to the chief, who instructs Rybak to press charges against Polak. Following this, Whit, accompanied by a police force, heads to Morowitch's house but finds it empty. Friends Dandy John and Morowitch engage in a conversation, when Friends and Dandy arrive with a mysterious bag. All 4 emerge from the factory armed with guns. A confrontation ensues as the police open fire, leading to a fierce exchange of gunfire. The quartet retrieves machine guns from their bags and retaliates, engaging in a conversation amidst the chaos. The chief and Cegielski reinforce the police forces. When the police attempt to enter the factory, Morowitch turns on Kaladzic, prompting Whit to intervene and fatally shoot Morowitch. John and Friends manage to escape, with Friends leaving Wolf's house. He seeks out Ola and Wit, and together they attempt to question the media reporter chief. In the aftermath, the chief informs Wit of their plan to arrest Rybak and Polak, absolving Cegielski due to his absence in the incriminating video footage. In a swift move, Wit, along with the police, apprehend Rybak at his residence. Friends and Cegielski exit a house, and open fire on him. Despite Wit's efforts, he is unable to save Friends. The situation becomes more complex as Yakushin's men retaliate, injuring both Friends and Wit. However, Friends manages to eliminate Yakushin. Attempting to escape, Friends commandeers a car, only to spot John's vehicle. Opting for a quick getaway, Friends boards John's vehicle. Later, while bathing, Friends receives a call announcing the successful transfer of all funds, a confirmation that appears on his mobile screen. The end. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you'd like to see more videos like this. Turn on the notifications, and leave a like to help the channel out.